Hi guys, how are you all? Today we'll see about the nephrotic syndrome. In this today's topic, we'll cover definition, etiology, pathophysiology, clinical manifestations and the management. First of all, what do you mean by nephrotic syndrome? Definition of nephrotic syndrome. Nephrotic syndrome is a set of clinical manifestations caused by protein wasting secondary to diffuse glomerular damage. As there is a damage to the glomerulus, here the protein wasting will be more. So that the nephrotic syndrome causes the client situation very serious. What are the etiology of nephrotic syndrome? It is of idiopathic nephrotic syndrome and glomerulonephritis. In case of idiopathic nephrotic syndrome, it is of 90%. So that the minimal change disease 85%, focal segmental glomerular sclerosis involves 10% and mesangial proliferation it is about 5%. In case of glomerulonephritis, for example, membranous nephropathy and membranoproliferative glomerulonephritis, it is about 10%. These are all the etiological changes which leads to the nephrotic syndrome. It is of mainly primary and secondary. In case of primary causes, the minimal change diseases mostly will see in the children about 10 to 20%, or in case of focal segmental glomerular sclerosis it is about 50%, and in case of membranous nephropathy commonly seen in the adults, that is 1/3%. The secondary causes are diabetic mellitus, systemic lupus erythematosus, HIV infection, viral hepatitis and malaria, amyloidosis, sarcoidosis, drugs such as non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, cold and penicillamine, and in case of cancer such as Hodgkin's disease, NHN, solid tumors including GIT and RCC, lung diseases, etc. These are all the main causes which leads to the glomerular changes, causes the severe protein wasting, finally leads to the nephrotic syndrome. What is the pathophysiology involved in this nephrotic syndrome? Here there will be the tubular sodium enhancement will be there, thus it causes the water reabsorption and increased renal resistance to ANP. This both leads to the volume expansion. The intravascular volume expansion will be caused. Due to this increase in the intravascular volume, there will the hydrostatic pressure, whatever was there in the inside, it also increases gradually. Thus it leads to increased intravascular hydrostatic pressure, leads to accumulation of the fluid, finally causes the edema. The client can be seen more fluid accumulation such as puffiness of the face can be observed easily, and continued salted water intake can be observed in this nephrotic syndrome. Thus, in this case of nephrotic syndrome, we can observe the fluid accumulation all over the body, especially face, ankle and the lower abdomen. Clinical manifestations. In case of nephrotic syndrome, first of all, we can observe the edema all over the face. Then the fissures will be formed all over the skin. Due to the edema, the accumulation of fluid, the skin integrity will be lost, so that the fissures will be formed in the skin. Hyperlipidemia. While doing the blood investigations, we can observe the lipid profile. All the elevated levels of lipids can be observed. Proteinuria. In case of urine analysis, we can observe more protein in the urine, and vomitings and the tachycardia. Due to the over formation of the fluid, the increased hydrostatic pressure, it causes the more accumulation of fluid in the body, causes increased heart rate. Thus it leads to tachycardia. These are all the clinical manifestations we can see in the client who suffers with the nephrotic syndrome. Medical management includes mainly two things: reduce the inflammation, maintain the fluid and electrolyte balance. Reducing the inflammation by using some of the medications like non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and whatever the doctor prescribes, the nurse need to give to the client so that the client can get rid from that situation. Maintaining the fluid and electrolyte balance. As there is a more fluid accumulation, by following the doctor's orders, how much the client need to intake the fluid, we need to maintain compulsorily and need to maintain the intake and output chart so that the edema can be reduced easily. Nursing management. First of all, imbalanced nutrition less than the body requirement. As there is a more fluid accumulation all over the body, the loss of appetite can be observed. So we need to educate the children how the loss of appetite can be overcome and the nutrition pattern need to be improved. Excess fluid volume related to reduced urinary output. Here the urine output will be reduced as there is a fluid accumulation all over the body. So the children can be educated by using the medications how the urine can be evacuated easily, and we need to educate them properly how he can overcome from that situation. Fatigue related to increased metabolic demands and the anemia. As there is an increased intravascular pressure, there will be the more chance to get anemia. The protein wasting will be absorbed more. So we need to educate the client how the iron contents can improve the body blood level so that the client can get rid from the anemia. Risk for impaired skin integrity related to edema. As there is increased hydrostatic pressure, the skin integrity will be lost. It can be maintained by using the skin emollients or oil creams so that the integrity can be maintained easily. Risk for infection related to the altered immune response secondary to the treatment. Whatever the children used to get the treatment, the client is more risk to get the infections. So by avoiding the situations which improve the infections and maintaining the clean and hygienic environment, the infections rate can be decreased more. So during this nephrotic syndrome, whatever happens, we need to explain to the patient clearly how the fluid accumulation can be reduced easily so that by using the medications and some of the techniques which helps to reduce the body edematous levels, body's fluid levels so that the child can be recovered easily.